President Buhari unveils State House Medical Center to reduce medical tourism and improve healthcare services in the country. Presidential Election Petition Court considers PDP and LP's request for live broadcast of court proceedings. Nigerian conjoined twins successfully separated by Saudi Arabian doctors after being flown to the country under orders of King Salman ibn Abdulaziz Al Saud. A woman now takes charge of the nation's accounts. Good evening and welcome to the Network News on NTA. I'm Elizabeth Omori. Ajola Komiakere joins us from Lagos. You can follow this newscast live on our website nta.ng/live, NTA News Now on Twitter, as well as other social media handles displayed on the screen. It was jubilation all the way for motorists in Jos as President Muhammadu Buhari inaugurated the 1.7 kilometers British-American flyover and dualization of Lamingo Road Junction, initiated and executed by the administration of Governor Simon Lalong. Priscilla Gurumnan reports.
It's inaugurated virtually by President Muhammadu Buhari are the British-American flyover, the Radiodiagnostics Imaging Center at the Plateau State Specialist Hospital, as well as the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Staff College, JOS. The president, who commended Governor Simon Lalong for executing the people-oriented projects, expresses optimism that they will bring relief to citizens and also boost socio-economic activities in the state.
In all, there are about 35 projects that are being commissioned as part of the winding down of the state government. I must commend the governor for embarking on the construction of the British-American Junction flyover, which is an idea that was conceived as far back as the time of Joseph Gomok and General Yakub Gowon. Having spent some part of my military years in Jos, I am very familiar with the British-American Junction, which is a major gateway for motorists heading to northeastern part of the country.
Former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, who performed the inauguration of the flyover on behalf of President Muhammadu Buhari, appreciates the government for making it a reality.
Use the opportunity to thank once again Mr. President for all the support he has personally given me in the last 8 years. Your encouragement and goodwill has given us room to record the achievements we are celebrating today, including the federal presence in terms of projects and appointments. In the same vein, I thank our father, General Yakubu Gowon, who believed in us from the first day and continue to give us the moral support and counsel to work for the people. I am personally indebted to him.
The ultra-modern Plateau State High Court complex was inaugurated by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Olukayode Ariwola, represented by the President Court of Appeal, Justice Monica Dongban Mentem. In Jos, Priscilla Gurumnan, NTA News.
And President Muhammadu Buhari says the new state-of-the-art presidential wing of the State House Medical Center will not only boost health infrastructure in the country, but also minimize medical tourism. The president, who stated this while on tour of the facility shortly after his inauguration, called for judicious use towards maximizing its benefits. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo will bring us details in the course of this bulletin. Now, critical compendia on President Muhammadu Buhari, State of Repair, how Muhammadu Buhari tried to change Nigeria for good, and the legacy of Muhammadu Buhari were formally presented to the public. President Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana, who chaired the event, described the life of Muhammadu Buhari as an amazing story, expressing the belief that posterity will be kind to him for his genuine efforts at transforming Nigeria. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo brings us details.
The State of Repair, How Muhammadu Buhari Tried to Change Nigeria for Good, written by Anthony Goldman, is an authoritative account of President Buhari's leadership and how far he traveled towards delivering on his promises of addressing the nation's fundamental challenges of security, economy, and corruption.
I would add that it should be required reading for every key member of the incoming administration, because the job of repairing the Nigerian state is unfinished.
The legacy of Muhammadu Buhari by Senator Abu Ibrahim, on the other hand, comprehensively documented the giant strides achieved in critical sectors of the nation's economy.
There are a lot of efforts put in place based on records in Naira and Kobo, in programs and in policies that defines how far Buhari had gone in these 8 years.
Ghanaian leader Nana Akufo-Addo, who chaired the public presentation of the books, said the work done by President Muhammadu Buhari in diversifying the nation's economy and defeating the scourge of Boko Haram in particular not only vindicated his choice by Nigerians, but enabled the continuity in office for the APC through the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
As leaders, we all have our high and low moments, but I have no doubt that prosperity will be kind to Muhammadu Buhari. West Africa, Africa, and indeed, the world will miss your leadership. The leadership of the military ruler turned consummate Democrat, who was extremely solicitous of Nigeria and Africa's interests, and who sought for principle in all decisions in which he took.
In their messages of goodwill, President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu, represented by the Vice President-elect Kashim Shettima and Senate President Ahmed Lawan, acknowledged President Buhari's selflessness in service and genuine commitment to Nigeria.
The books documenting President Buhari's exemplary stewardship stand as the ultimate testament of gratitude any leader could hope to receive. Buhari has left us with a legacy that evokes a sense of patriotism. He has erected a legacy that shall resonate through countless generations of administrators.
We promise to continue to support the administration, the incoming administration of the single Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Will give him all the cooperation that he needs, because we believe that what we have done is to lay a very solid and strong foundation for him and his administration to come and continue to build from where you've stopped.
Nigerians from all walks of life later took turns to launch the two books in various sums of money. Organizers say proceeds of the launch will be utilized in a worthy cause to be determined by President Muhammadu Buhari.
And we shall tell our children on this drive over the Niger of our journey, one man made it see the light of day, a man whose humble frame casts the tall shadows on the corridors of this country's pathway to greatness, Muhammadu Buhari. Thank you for your service, sir.
From the State House at the Musambu, NTA News.
And President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of Dr. Oluwatoyin Shakirat Madain as the Substantive Accountant General of the Federation. In a statement by the Director of Communications, Office of the Head of Service of the Federation, Mohammed Abdullahi Ahmed, says the Head of Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Folashade Yemiason, notes that the appointment takes effect from Thursday, 18th of May, and the appointee is to resume immediately. Similarly, President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the immediate resumption of the new Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the North-East Development Commission, Umar Abubakar Hashidu, and other members of the board. In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, says that directive followed the expiration of the tenure of the former board on May 7, 2023. The President therefore directs that the immediate completion of handover formalities in the organization in order to avoid a vacuum in the day-to-day running of the Commission pending the confirmation by the Senate. Now to the judiciary, the Presidential Election Petition Court has reserved ruling in all the applications of the respondents in the petition filed by Atiku Abubakar and the People's Democratic Party. The five-man panel of justices led by Justice Haruna Simon Samani gave the order at the pre-trial hearing of the petition. Dele Atumbi of our judiciary desk reports that for that pre-trial hearing in both the petitions of Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi has been adjourned to Saturday 20th of May 2023.
The petitioners in this matter are Atiku Abubakar as the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the February 25, 2023 general election and the party that fielded him as its candidate. The respondents are the Independent National Electoral Commission, President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the All Progressives Congress. At the pre-trial hearing, which is being rounded off, all the respondents have adopted their motions. Apart from the petitioners which had moved their only motion requesting for live telecasts of the proceedings, INEC as the first respondent moved its two motions urging the court to remove certain paragraphs from the petition or strike out the petition. The President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu has three motions, all urging the court to remove some paragraphs from Atiku's petition or strike out the matter at the pre-trial hearing stage. APC, which is the third respondent in the matter, came up with two applications seeking outright striking out of the petition or removal of certain paragraphs. Counsel to Atiku Abubakar, Chris Uche, SAN, told the court that INEC as the umpire in the election being contested in the court was expected to be neutral rather than being an alleged meddlesome interloper. The five-man panel of justices reserved ruling till the date of judgment in the substantive petition.
We are very happy that these motions have been cleared out of the way so that we can now go into the substance of the case. And we are very happy with the commitment that the court has shown. You can see that we are coming back here tomorrow to continue with this matter. And you can also see the cooperation by counsel on all sides. We are cooperating and we expect that will help us to expedite hearing in this matter.
Peter Obi and Labour Party as petitioners also had their day in court. The petitioners are praying the court for the live telecast of the proceedings. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
As a latest that President Muhammadu Buhari unveiled the State House Medical Center to boost the health sector. Adamu Sambo now brings us details of that report.
Conceptualized 11 years ago, the presidential wing of the State House Medical Center was actualized by the Buhari administration within 12 months to provide top-tier medical services to the president, vice president, their families and VIPs. Equipped with the latest medical facilities and staffed by highly skilled healthcare professionals, the center offers a wide range of specialized services, including advanced diagnostics and treatments. During the tour, President Buhari, who interacted with the medical staff, expressed satisfaction with the fully equipped and operational facilities at the center, stating that in the past 8 years, holistic healthcare has been given a priority. First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Buhari, who accompanied the president, expressed her gratitude for the completion of the project, which she had advocated for 6 years when the president had to seek medical care abroad.
I'm quite happy, feeling fulfilled, though we're living, but all the same, we thank God that the project has come to reality. The hospital that's supposed to serve the first family is serving like 35,000 people, which is quite much. So that's why I insisted that we should have a VIP within the proximity of the presidential villa. This one is for health and wellness of the first family. They don't need to go abroad now. They can only need to maybe fly in an expert to help our people, you know. So no need for any leader to spend months and months abroad because of healthcare.
Earlier, the State House Permanent Secretary, Tijani Umar, explained that the VIP facility is intended to be a one-stop shop for the provision of medical services to the VIPs.
It is expected that by ensuring that the end users are healthy and able to fulfill their duties to the nation, the facility will also support the overall stability in governance as well as the smooth functioning of government machinery. It will also be a yardstick for the provision of quality healthcare to all Nigerians.
The Permanent Secretary acknowledged the relentless efforts of President Muhammadu Buhari and expressed gratitude to the First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Buhari, for her unwavering support and advocacy for the project.
All this was achieved due to the singular resolve and resilience of His Excellency Mr. President to address the long identified need for such a facility and to bequeath a worthy legacy in this regard. This facility is in every regard state of the art and a delight to any medical professional.
Contract for the construction of the facility, which occupies a floor area of 2,485 square meters across one suspended floor and a basement, was awarded to Julius Berger Nigeria PLC as a turnkey project after a rigorous evaluation process, and the site handed over to them in August 2021. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Following a Federal Executive Council approval for Federal Road Radio Corporation of Nigeria to enter into a public-private partnership agreement with a private development firm to develop 6 hectares out of the 9 hectares land in Ikeja, Lagos, the investing firm Fish Valley Investment and Properties Limited has formally received documents to facilitate commencement of work. Anthony Forson reports.
And Culture Minister Lai Mohammed presenting the documents to the managing director of the investing firm, Mura Osho. The minister said the process, which began in 2010, went through due process before getting Federal Executive Council approval.
This PPP is a win-win partnership for the FRCN and the Fish Valley Investments and Properties Limited. The impending construction of the mixed-use luxurious hotel, high-end residential accommodation, and social amenities will create hundreds of direct and indirect jobs, thus fulfilling a cardinal program of the Buhari administration.
With the approval granted, subsequent processes by relevant agencies responsible for supervising public-private partnership projects were carried out as required by law.
Like the ICRC, which is charged with the responsibility of supervising all PPP projects, were carried out while the necessary certificate of compliance, as required by law, was issued by the Commission.
The PPP project will assist FRCN to transform and beautify its broadcast academy environment. The Director General, Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, Mansour Liman, while expressing delight, acknowledged that broadcasting is capital intensive and cannot thrive on budgetary allocations alone.
Therefore, the need to source alternative funds through PPP projects such as this. The corporation will in the future continue to pursue other PPP projects on its other lands spread across the country for increased internally generated revenue.
What this translates into is that it's going to generate investment opportunity, employment opportunity. Where there is construction, you have ripple effect. A lot of people will be gainfully employed.
This job has been done transparently. I'm an accountant, so I don't know how to do you know, and I'm happy that I worked with all of them.
The construction of the residential accommodation will in no small way contribute to the present administration's effort to address the nation's housing deficit. In Lagos, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
You're watching the network news on NTA. Let's take a breather. More reports ahead when we return. Just stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. Nigeria's deputy defense advisors and attaches across the continent have been tasked to be abreast of ongoing federal government's anti-corruption campaigns and due process in the administration of public finance and in their various missions. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports that the officers were charged at the closing ceremony of the 2023 conference at the Defense Intelligence Agency headquarters in Abuja.
Nigeria's deputy defense advisors and attaches at the 2023 finance conference to enhance their capacity in the management of public finance. This is to further broaden their knowledge in the ongoing drive to reposition the defense finance sections across the country.
I will also like to advise you to take due cognizance of the ongoing federal government anti-corruption campaign and due process in the administration of finance resources in your various missions. I am very much aware that the program also involves sessions on personal effectiveness and tips on how to be better ambassadors in discharge of your primary responsibilities as finance advisors and attaches in your various missions.
In-depth discourse was conducted on the need for transparency, probity, and accountability as a tool for effective public finance management. Similarly, there was in-depth discussion on improving the effectiveness of accounting system in the public sector with the defense missions in perspective.
Deputy defense advisors and attaches from 25 defense sections attended the conference that is focused at ensuring the deployment of cutting-edge technology in collaboration with friendly forces to provide timely defense intelligence in support of the national security strategy. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
The United States Embassy in Nigeria has confirmed that 2 of her mission employees missing since the May 16 attack in Anambra State have been rescued. The embassy in a statement says the mission staff are alive and safe and under the protection of the Nigerian authorities in Anambra State. The United States says it will continue to work intensively with Nigerian security and law enforcement agencies to identify the victims to bring to justice those responsible for the attack. The embassy says the U.S. government is grateful for the partnership and solidarity of the Nigerian government and Nigerian security and law enforcement agencies for all the concerns shown. Now to more cheering news, the Nigerian conjoined twins successfully separated by Saudi Arabian doctors after being flown to the country on the orders of King Salman ibn Abdulaziz Al Saud.
I can't, because I'm so happy.
Umar Yanu, father to the Nigerian conjoined twins, born in early 2022, giving gratitude to Almighty Allah prior to their departure to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the operation. It was under the sponsorship of the Saudi monarch, King Salman bin Abdulaziz, through his Center for Humanitarian Aid and Relief. It is 5 months after the trip, and now the parents and Nigerians are most thankful as the twins are successfully separated.
We are proud that this operation is another added success to bring a smile on the face of the parents of Hasna and Husseina, and also a smile on all the people of Nigeria.
A Nigerian, Ahmad Haruna Zago, who was in company of the Saudi consul in Kano, Ahmad Al-Adamawi, during the December departure, thanked Allah for the good news. The twins are now undergoing a recovery period, after which they will be back in Nigeria. Amin Umar, NTA News.
Now, spouses of Nigerian governors have taken their turns in the 2023 induction program to further widen their horizon on rudiments and functions of their offices in the 36 states. Abubakar Akwanga reports that issues of gender parity, girl, child, and maternal health dominated the marathon session.
These faces here represent the female gender beside the power brokers, and their understanding on what role to play is key to the development at subnational level. This is what is central to the 2023 induction for governor spouses and issues of implementation of Child Rights Act, gender parity, and maternal health were laid bare on the table for action.
The goal for the summit, therefore, is to emphasize on the importance of partnership and collaboration between first ladies.
And today, May 2023, 35 states in Nigeria are domesticated the law.
2021, Imo State domesticated the act, and we've been doing a lot of things.
I expect to, of course, love my husband, romance him to bring more women into power than usual.
The first place that your office has to align with is with the chief executive of the state, and I believe that's a very easy task.
Representative of the First Lady and Chairman Nigeria Governors Forum both tasked the First Ladies to see the responsibility ahead beyond the transition to power.
Let us try and turn our current challenges to opportunities for creating a new Nigeria that is safe, secure, and sustainable. To the incoming First Ladies, today marks the beginning of an incredible journey. I urge you to embrace this opportunity with open hearts and open minds. You have been given a platform to effect change.
If we want meaningful development, we must lift the women.
As the path to their collective destinies opens come May 29, hopes are as high as the sky for a purposeful leadership that will engender a greater future. In Abuja, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
A book entitled Fundamentals of Nigerian Public Finance and Accounting has been formally launched into the academic space to add up to the existing knowledge in the industry to effectively manage public and private resources. Olusheye Adiagbo reports that the author, Dr. Kashim Bushi, says the many years of research intend to simplify the principles of modern accounting with priority to fiscal discipline.
The insatiable taste for knowledge could be said to be the rationale behind the milestone explained in these 14 chapters and 366-page book titled Fundamentals of Nigerian Public Finance and Accounting. As a high-ranking naval officer with vast knowledge and experience of modern accounting, the author says his passion was driven by the strategic role accounting plays in the life of any system and urged every shelf to embrace the newest pride.
There is need to involve professional training of the public accountants. This informs the publication of this book. I therefore thank the Almighty God for creating the space for me to add value to the existing body of knowledge in the field of finance and accounting in Nigeria.
Personalities laud the painstaking effort of Rear Admiral Kashim Bushi in contributing to the body of knowledge and urged patronage that will promote excellence and integrity in the profession.
The book has clearly addressed critical issues of economic development as well as accountability and public finance management. It also exposes best practices for benchmarking and learning among public sector accountants.
The coming in of his contribution in the general management of finances, especially in the public sector, is apt and timely on how to manage our finances, on how we can establish the best practice.
The book may just be an expression of one man's experience, but it defines the path to the attainment of transparency, probity, and diligence in public finance and accounting. In Abuja, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
Concerned over the loss of man-hours occasioned by the deplorable state of roads in Elekadia, Okochiri, and Okrika local government areas of Port Harcourt will soon be a thing of the past for indigents and residents of the areas. Ogedi Nyakwere reports that this was at the inauguration of the internal roads by Governor Nyesom Wike.
Wike is no doubt keeping to his promise to the people of Rivers State that he will work until the last day of his administration and would not abandon any project. The governor is marching west with actions as demonstrated at the inauguration of Elekahia and Okocho internal roads, which began barely 5 months ago. The rules, which would not only give the people a new lease of life, will redefine the economic landscape of the communities. Governor Wike applauds the two communities for the support his administration has enjoyed over the years. He said he is leaving office as a happy man, having fulfilled his promise to the people.
But what's important is the support you've given the contractors to start and complete. And this is what I've always said. When you own up the government projects, at the end of the day, who will be the beneficiaries? The people. Here you see a lot of commercial activities that will spring up there because of good road network.
The Elekahia internal roads is made up of 28 rows of varying lengths, while the Okochiri internal roads is a total of 13 rows, 5.6 kilometers long with a width of 7.3 meters and two side drains of 11.2 kilometers in Okochiri. Oge Dinyekwe, NTA News.
Now to education. Miva Open University, a subsidiary of the U-Lesson Group, announces its official license issuance by the National Universities Commission to operate as an open university in Nigeria, as the university has met all requirements by the Commission. This significant milestone marks a major achievement for the U-Lesson Group and highlights its commitment to providing exceptional educational services to secondary and tertiary students, as this allows Miva Open University to provide full bachelor's degree programs through online distance e-learning mode. Miva will commence its programs with the first cohort in September this year. The Senior Vice President Academics at the U-Lesson Group, Ihai Akiwiti, who receives the license from the National Universities Commission, recognizes the quality and standard of education provided by Miva Open University. He said it focuses on reducing the barriers to quality education by leveraging innovative and state-of-the-art technology to create and distribute educational content in most efficient manner while providing accessible and affordable education to undergraduates. Time to head to Lagos for more reports where Adiola is standing by.
Elizabeth, barely 48 hours after the willful destruction of a portion of the Jora-Lokpa-Apapa corridor by vandals, the consequences of the closure of the road by the Federal Ministry of Works has worsened the gridlock along that axis, with a journey that should take few minutes now lasting hours with harrowing experiences. Drug Popola reports that efforts of road traffic managers has not eased the gridlock and untold hardship of road users.
The destruction of the Ijora section along Ijora-Olokpa-Apapa corridor has left many road users in this unbearable situation. Stuck in a standstill traffic, tanker drivers and commercial bus operators are all at a crossroad with hope of getting out of the imbroglio slim.
All this road we are using now, only this one road remain for Lagos State. To enter Ido, Lagos Island, Lekki side, only this road, unless we are going to use Tomeland Bridge.
With all road users concentrating on a few alternative routes, attempt to restore normalcy by road traffic managers could not achieve much. Federal Controller of Works in Lagos says the ministry is not oblivious of the agony road users are passing through, but appealed for patience to rectify the damaged portion.
We discovered that the area, that's the underneath this deck, has been set on fire before now, with the concrete cover removed and the reinforcements exposed. Before we can rectify it, we need to ascertain the extent of damage so that the adequate repair works can be planned for it.
To forestall a reoccurrence of such acts, Lagosians are advised to be vigilant and take ownership of public infrastructure serious. For the road users, the agony is unbearable for their health and businesses. With efforts to repair the road expected to commence soon, it is hoped that more traffic managers will be deployed to manage the situation. In Lagos, Joel Ukbola, NTA News.
The Lagos State Police Command says the ban restricting the activities of commercial motorcyclists in some local government areas of the state still exists. Commissioner of Police, Lagos State, Idowu Owonwa, gave the reminder during a visit to victim of assault in the Abattoir market in Lagos. Diana Ajale reports.
Following a video making the rounds on social media platforms showing police officers assaulting a young man identified as Al-Hassan Usman, a motorcyclist and a resident of the Abattoir market in Lagos, the Commissioner of Police, Lagos State, and his entourage visited the area to figure out the cause of the incident and ensure the environment remained calm for normal business activities to thrive. Reacting to the Commissioner of Police visit, market leaders commended his prompt intervention as such action will curb escalation of violence.
We know, as he said, some Okada are breaking the law, but even some police, they used to arrest Okada where it's not restricted. That's the reason why we want to meet him in his office to make sure we have a lasting solution and a good cordial relationship to work together.
The Commissioner of Police, while addressing the market leaders and victim involved, said the environment is part of areas in which the state government imposed restriction on the movement of commercial motorcycles.
It remains the primary responsibility of the police to enforce this ban, this law. So I think it would be helpful if the citizens themselves also voluntarily submit to the law in order to even avoid in the first place such grounds for police action.
An official meeting was later scheduled between the community leaders and Commissioner of Police in Lagos for more dialogue over the matter. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
And those are the stories from the Center of Aquatic Splendor. Remember that you can still follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on the screen for updates. The network news will continue when we return from this break. To stay with us.
You're still watching the network news. All is now set for the inaugural flight of pilgrims from Nigeria to Saudi Arabia. Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, Zikrullah Kunle Hassan, disclosed this during the inauguration of the national media team for the 2023 Hajj operation in Abuja. Abdullah Hajiya reports.
To the Commission's chairman, the inaugural flight will begin with pilgrims from Nasarawa State on the 25th of this month, while the advanced party of the officials are expected to touch down in the Holy Land on Sunday to prepare for the reception of Nigeria's pilgrims. Zikrullah Kunle Hassan assured the pilgrims that no stone will be left unturned in making this year's exercise a Hajj-free. He said the Commission has put in place necessary machinery to confront any unforeseen circumstances.
We know very well that media is a tool of information and education. We also know that it's a tool to forge cooperation and it's very critical to national unity. From now on, you are a strategic partner as far as 2023 Hajj is concerned.
He appealed to the inaugurated media team to be objective while reporting the activities of the officials and the conduct of Nigeria's pilgrims in the Holy Land.
When you noticed that there's a delay in delivery of service, please call our attention to it as our partner.
Both Sheikh Suleiman Momo and Nur Hassan Yakasai advised the media team members to be fair, objective and balanced while disseminating their news. Thousands of Nigeria's pilgrims are expected to join their counterparts across the world to perform this year's holy pilgrimage. In Abuja, Abdullah Hajiya, NTA News.
Still in religious affairs, the Sultan of Sokoto and President General Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs, Muhammad Saad Abubakar, has enjoined the new board of the trustees of the National Mosque to join hands with the leadership of the council, the Murshid of the mosque and other key players to make the mosque a true center of Islamic affairs. This was at the inauguration of the Abuja National Mosque Management Board in that of Education, Social and Health Mission. As a place of worship, the mosque, they say, needs to be uplifted to a lofty position through positive innovations, commitment and consultations. On Education, Social and Health Mission, the board is required to cater to preserve, protect, promote and advance the interest of Islam and Muslims throughout Nigeria, establish reliefs and provide basic services on education, social and health support to the less privileged in society to build a peaceful and prosperous country.
Don't be shy, don't pull back. We are not in competition with anybody. We are taking measures to see how we can help Islam and Muslims in Nigeria, and in doing so, by extension to the rest of the world, also do a lot to change the behavior of our people. In the name of Almighty Allah, we inaugurate these two boards of the Abuja National Mosque Management Board and MESH, and may Allah guide all of us aright.
The National Mosque Board has Itsunope and Chairman, Niger State Council, Alhaji Yaya Abubakar as Chairman, with Professor Ishak Oloyede as Secretary, while the Sultan chairs the Education, Social and Health Mission, with Barrister Harun Eze as Secretary. Now let's talk business, and our busy businessman, Benny Adams, is ready. Benny?
Thank you, Elizabeth, and welcome to business. Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Nia Debayo, says government will continue to commit resources towards promoting financial inclusion by ensuring all Nigerians have access to financial services regardless of income level or location. This was at a forum on regulatory and institutional framework for bankruptcy and debt collection in Abuja.
Which will positively contribute to financial stability and enhance trade and economic growth. Government is also committed to promoting financial literacy and consumer protection to enhance the confidence of both investors and consumers, more so as financial literacy is required to enable the citizenry make better and informed decisions.
Which will help both producers get credit to produce their goods and consumers to get goods and pay later. This is what is needed. The African market is about to become a single market, and we want our producers to be out there, and we also want our consumers to be able to access credit to participate in that enlarged market.
And a framework towards the realization of the proposed upgrade of Weight and Measures Department of the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment to a full-fledged metrology agency has been concluded while receiving the document which contains review of the Weights and Measures Act, table of fees and regulations. The Minister, Nia Debayo, is hopeful that the upgrade will soon be a reality for improved service delivery.
Of fees that are consistent with global best practices and which are also adequate to promote accurate measurements, boost consumer confidence, and facilitate trade practices to make Nigeria the destination of choice for trading to the international community.
Weight and measure is a key component that assists trade, and that is the reason why it is important that it should be upgraded to an agency.
Most of the activities that weights and measures are expected to do are yet to be carried out, and that is why the new review has incorporated so many sectors of the economy. We have the water, we have the communication, we have the health, and several other sectors.
Well, the NGX market was positive, but details will come in our subsequent bulletin. It's now time to take a break, which Network News continues afterwards.
Up next, some sporting stories.
The stage is now set for the maiden edition of the Wafubi Girls Nations Cup, scheduled to commence on Saturday in Ghana. Nigeria's women under-20 football national team Falconets are battle-ready to put up respectable performance. In the Nigeria Professional Football League, Shooting Stars of Ibadan will rekindle old football rivalry against Enyimba International, while Enugu Rangers will lay ambush for Rivers United in some of the star matches of the weekend. In grassroots football development, more than 400 players got the opportunity to showcase their talent via the platform created by Lagos-based football outfit PKE Football Club. French coach Bilal led others in the process of selecting players that are talented.
We have a couple of exports here in Ile2 from the under-17s, to the under-20s of the national teams.
In another news, it's the dawn of a new era as the National Institute for Sports, Lagos, under the watch of Professor Olawale Morunkola, is setting standards and encouraging overall national development through sports. This explains pre-8th convocation activities in the institute as 530 students are set to graduate on the 25th of May 2023. Same day, former Green Eagles captain Segun Odegbami, among other sports personalities, will be honored with fellowship of the institute.
This is the first time fellowship is being bestowed on people in line with the tradition in many tertiary institutions.
In a related development, former Super Eagles player Seyi Olofinchano has emphasized the need to harness the potentials of the National Institute for Sports to increase the capacity of Nigerian coaches and managers to discover talent at the grassroots.
A lot of talent in this country, but again, where we fall foul is the educational background.
In another development, the need to galvanize sports at the grassroots through appropriate manpower informs the move by the Lagos State chapter of NAFA-SD to rejig leadership and recognize the efforts of members.
With this, credible leaders will be elected.
This is the focus as the association gathers for its congress in Lagos. With sports update, Olumide Gutola, NTA News.
Thank you, Olumide, for the updates. President Muhammad Buhari expresses sympathy over the passing of an illustrious citizen and founder of FCMB, Chief Michael Olashubunmi Balogun at 89. The president, in a statement, says Chief Balogun, through foresight, wisdom and hard work, lived ahead of his time by starting the first city merchant bank in 1983, which has grown over the years. The president condoles with family, friends and associates of the revered businessman and prays Almighty God to receive the soul of the departed and comfort all those he left behind. And that ends the news tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Elizabeth Omori.